Hi, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about famous people. So first, I want you to choose two of these comic strips. What do you think happened then? Please pause the video and write down the missing dialogues. We're going to share them during our class, okay? Let's continue. Now, what are life's highlights? Life's highlights are the special moments that we have in our life. Maybe when you get married or when you buy a house, when something important happens. Great, let's continue. Think about famous people who are no longer with us. What did they do? And how have they influenced modern singers, actors, or other? Please think about at least two so we can do an activity during our class. Great, let's continue. What things do you think you need to do in your life in order to be remembered? Do you think you need to be successful or a famous person? Please write down at least three ideas before class. Now, let's read these sentences. Do you agree with them? Freddie Mercury is remembered because he was getting treatment for AIDS while performing. Freddie Mercury is remembered because We Are the Champions has been played in sports events for a long time. Freddie Mercury is remembered because he was gay. Freddie Mercury is remembered because people have been performing his music even after his death. Okay? Now, read the sentences again. When are these things happening? And is there anything special happening with the verbs? Please pause the video while you think about this. Okay? So if you notice, all of these sentences are talking about the past. And we have a couple of structures. We have simple past, but we also have past continuous. We have present perfect, and we also have present perfect progressive. So let's take a look at that. Please match the sentences with their uses. Pause the video, please. Okay, let's go ahead and check. Freddie Mercury is remembered because he was getting treatment for AIDS while performing. Here is an event that happened in the past for a period of time and then finished. Freddie Mercury is remembered because he was gay, an event that happened in the past and finished. In this case, it was something that was permanent. Now, let's match the structures. Pause the video, please. So, if you notice in the first sentence, Freddie Mercury is remembered because he was getting treatment for AIDS while performing, we are using verb to be in past with the next verb with ing, a gerund. In the second sentence, Freddie Mercury is remembered because he was gay, we are using just the simple past of a verb. Very good. Now let's continue. One more time, pause the video and match the uses to the sentences. Okay, let's go ahead and check. Freddie Mercury is remembered because We Are the Champions has been played in sports events for a long time. Here, it's something that happened in the past that is connected to the present. What is important is the action, but not when it happened. Next, Freddie Mercury is remembered because people have been performing his music even after his death. Something that happened repeatedly or for a period of time in the past. The importance is on the action and not when. In this case, both of these actions are connected to the present. And you use the continuous form, especially when you're going to be referring to for how long this action happened. However, that is not necessary. Let's continue. Now please pause the video and match the structures. Let's continue. Let's check. Freddie Mercury is remembered because We Are the Champions has been played in sport events for a long time. Here, we are using present perfect in passive voice, but in general, the structure is has or have and past participle. And in the second one, Freddie Mercury is remembered because people have been performing his music even after his death. We are using present perfect continuous, have or has, been, and our verb with ing. Great. So let's summarize. The past tenses. They are finished in the past. Okay, so they are over. And the present perfect tenses have a connection to the present. Sometimes they are not finished or they continue right now. Okay, let's continue. Let's go to student book page 31, please. Exercise 2A. Here, you need to read these sentences. Do they refer to something that was completed in the past, C, or something that is in the past but also continues up to now, N? Please write C or N next to the sentences. Let's do number 1. After Italy, I went to Central America. Is it something that is completed or it continues up to now? Yeah, it's something that is completed, so we're going to write letter C. Pause the video and do the other 3. Okay, let's check. Life has definitely been interesting so far. Is something that it continues, so letter N. I started a band the year before last. C. It's finished. Since then, he has been concentrating on school. N. It's something that continues. Very good. Okay, so there are some time expressions that we use with simple past and with present perfect that can help you. If the expressions are specific like yesterday, last week, in the fall, etc., you are mostly going to use simple past. And when the expression is not so specific like lately, so far in my life, over the past few years, you will use present perfect. Please notice that it says since last year. If you use since or for, you will use present perfect or present perfect continuous. Okay, great. Now let's go to workbook page 18, exercise A. Here, we need to match the sentences with the correct timeline. A, something that was in the past and is not connected to now, or B, something that was in the past but is connected to right now. My English class has been so much more interesting since the winter break. This time, there is a connection, so letter B. Let's do number 2. When I was in high school, I studied in Mexico for a semester. Is this connected or not? No, right? So we're going to write letter A. Now pause the video and work on the others. Okay, great, let's check. I volunteered at a children's sport camp last summer. Letter A. It's not connected. Our children, sorry, our teacher still hasn't given us our grades for the class project. Here it is connected, so letter B. I have been taking violin lessons since elementary school. Again, this is connected, so letter B. And the last one, my family moved to this neighborhood a few years ago. A. It is not connected. Why? Because they moved. That's over. Great. Now let's work on part B. Here we need to circle the best forms of the verbs to complete the sentences. Let's check number 1. Have you learned or did you learn Chinese when you were incoming? In this case, we're talking about something that is in the past but it's finished. So we should use simple past. Did you learn? Number 2. So far I didn't travel to any other continents besides Europe. Here, we're going to use haven't traveled. Why? Because it is connected to right now. Pause the video and work on the others. Okay, guys, we are going to check this during our class. Now let's go to student book page 148. Please complete the sentences with a simple past or present perfect of the verbs in parentheses. Let's do number 1 together. My sister moved to Chicago earlier this year, and so far things have gone pretty well for her. What is great is that she a job right after she got there. In this case, it is something that is finished, so we're going to use found. Let's do the first one of number 2. My parents a lot over the past few years. Since this is connected to the present, we should use present perfect. My parents have traveled. Now pause the video and work on the rest. Okay, we're going to check this during our class. Finally, go back to your workbook page 18, exercise D. Please write down true sentences about you. Something you haven't done recently, something you were doing earlier this year, something you have been doing regularly, something you did last weekend, and something you haven't done yet but need to do it soon. Okay, guys, we're going to share this during our class. I will see you then. Bye bye!